everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do a whole workout that you can do in your home with very minimal equipment using a very small space. So remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. So a little bit, 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout, get your heart rate up, get your muscles warmed up and ready to move. Okay, what we're going to need today is one tube, a fit ball, one dumbbell, and a balloon if you have one. If you don't have a balloon, you can use a small ball. But we're going to get started here. I've got my tube set up about chest height here, or about hip height actually. We're going to do a banded vertical pull, which we've done in the past, but I'm going to have you do alternating sides. So the important part of this is that you come down into a squat and your back is flat. So you want to stick your hips back, have your weight in your heels, and you want to make your back as parallel as you can with the floor. If that's really challenging, you can put the band a little further up on the wall or in your door and try it that way. All right, so we're going to do one arm at a time. So keeping your shoulders away from your ears, drive your elbow towards the back of the room. Pulling the handle towards your armpits. Now, keeping your abs nice and tight. Keep your back nice and flat. Think about putting your weight in your heels here. Breathing throughout. Breathe. We're going to do 10 on each side. If you found that you have too heavy of a band, you can step closer or, pause and switch bands. And rest. Similarly, if you found that your band is a little bit too easy, you can double up bands. You can step a little further away from the wall to make it more challenging. Lots of ways to work with bands and make them work in your workout. Okay, next we're going to do a reverse lunge. I really like these for the reason that it helps keep your knees in proper alignment. If you have been working on these and trying them and you find you can only go down a little ways, that's okay. Your goal though is to step back, go straight down, just like you're going to kneel down. And then everything is at these nice 90-degree angles. Now we're just going to alternate. Step back, straight down. You don't have to kneel down. In fact, I don't touch my knee to the ground. Also, if that's too big of a range of motion, just go here. It's still the same range, it's still the same muscles used, it's just a smaller range of motion. Just straight down. So you want a straight line from the top of your head down through your knee here. Now use something sturdy. A kitchen sink works well. A piece of sturdy cardio equipment. A kitchen chair if it's up against a wall, that type of thing. If you know that you can do these and do them well with good form, grab a weight. You can hold a weight in one hand for 5 and then switch for the other hand. I prefer that you use just one weight for many reasons. First of all, then you have a hand available to help you if you lose your balance. This is a long stance that can be a balance challenge. That gives one hand available for a weight or for support. Also, when you hold a weight in one hand, your core has to work even harder to keep you level. So you want to keep your shoulders level, no matter how much weight you're holding. 2 more. Again, if 10 is too many, do 5. Do 4. Work up to it. Sitting back, straight from my head to my knee. Okay, very good. Now, next we're going to do a biceps curl with one weight. So we're going to work on one side. So again, when you do a weight on one side, first of all, it makes that arm have to concentrate even more. It makes those muscles work even harder than when you're doing something bilaterally. Also, you want to think about keeping your shoulders level here and really engaging that core. It's having to lift this heavy weight, but it doesn't have the counterweight over here. Your core has to work here. Breathe. Importantly, with the bicep curl, let that elbow go all the way straight beside you. Don't stop here. Go all the way down and then back up. Breathing, keeping that core nice and tight. Also, don't swing the weight. Stop right down beside your hip and then come back up. All right, now we're going to switch sides. I'm not going to do a balance challenge here, but if you would like to, that will increase the challenge even more. You could try a tandem stance, which is, it's more challenging. If this is the first time you've done a one-sided bicep curl, maybe try it without the tandem stance the first time through. You can add a balance challenge the second circuit through, and then maybe even increase your balance challenge the third time through, depending on how you're feeling. Breathing all the way straight. 9. Contract that core. 10. All right. Now we're doing lots of kind of one-arm things here today. I like to focus on single-sided things. It really helps. Your brain has to do it differently. Your muscles work a little bit differently when they're working by themselves versus together. And also a lot of things that we do in our lives, we don't necessarily do exactly with our arms. So we might be carrying groceries and opening a door, or petting our dog and putting, I don't know, lots of different things that you're doing with your arms. So this time we're going to do a bow and arrow pull. So it's similar to the banded vertical pull, but we're going to stand upright, and instead of pulling down, we're pulling straight back. So we're working similar muscles, especially your biceps, because we're doing biceps as well. But it's nice to train the whole different backside here. We're training your rhomboids and your lats and your subscapularis and many different muscles here. So what I'm going to have you do is start facing the wall, and then we're going to pull one arm back, just like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Pull the other one. 2. Step out to the side. Drive that elbow towards the back of the room. Think about squeezing your shoulder blade towards your spine. 4. Keeping those abs nice and tight. We're getting a lot of core work here indirectly. 5. Keep breathing, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. Again, you can change your band up if you need to. You can step a little closer if it's too hard. Step a little further back. Lots of ways to make those bands work for you. One more each side. All right, good. Okay, so next we're going to grab our fit ball. If you don't have a fit ball, you can do this on the floor. You can do it on the side of a chair. We're going to do some oblique work, so your side abs. So what I'm going to have you do is turn, if you can. It works really well if you can turn your feet and put them up against a wall like this. And we're going to go, I want you to turn your shoulders straight while your hips are turned. So we're working your obliques a little bit differently here. 5, remember not to come all the way up. So we're leaning back, coming most of the way up, keeping those abs engaged. 7, I may have done more here, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now we'll switch sides. My feet are going to be in one straight line. I like to put my back foot behind, or my top foot behind, to help with my balance. I'm over on my right hip now, turning my shoulders towards the other side of the wall, the other side of the room. Again, this will probably work best if you put your feet up against a wall. 5, 6, keep breathing. 8, 9, and 10. Good. If you're having a really hard time coordinating that, I understand. Like I said, put your feet against the wall, or if you just can't do it, then at least do the straight one so that you're getting some extra core work, even if that one may be a little bit too challenging to kind of hold and move and all of that. Okay, last one. Grab that balloon if you have one. I'm going to raise up my camera just a little bit for this last one. You can't see him, but Tubby's over there sleeping in the corner. Okay, if you have a partner that you're working out with, this is really fun to try to keep the balloon in the air. If you don't have a partner, then just keep it up yourself. You can challenge yourself. If you have to reach and go get it, that's fine. So either do this in a narrow stance if you can. If you've never done this and it's really challenging, you can just try to keep the balloon up and move around the room. That's kind of fun. Or try it in a narrow stance, so your feet are tight together, or in a staggered stance, a tandem stance, or if you're really up for it, you can try a single leg stance. So just bop it around. If you need to, lunge and go get it. Try to keep it in the air. All right, let's switch. Whichever way you were doing it, let's switch. And if you want to, if you've tried one way and you're able to do it perfectly, challenge yourself. Try the next level. By the way, I like to do most of my balance challenges near the end of a workout for the main reason that they're usually not so hard that your muscles are unable to do it, but your muscles are tired from the rest of the workout and thus a little bit more realistic in your balance challenge. So most falls happen when you're tired, or you've been walking all day and you're tired and you just don't pick up your foot at that last few steps or whatever. But working on these balance challenges when you're a little bit tired is a good way to train those muscles so that when you're not tired, they're even better. They're ready to go, they're ready to catch you, or they're ready to prevent that fall. So keep trying these. Go through one or two more times, add some cardio. Remember, always send me messages if you need any suggestions or alterations or anything like that. And then you can also leave comments below. Thank you, everybody. Have a great workout.